Steve Wilks taking over for Matt Rule, week 6. How would it go in his first game as the Panthers interim coach? Well, this isn't good.
Gotta deal with this.
That's Robbie Anderson, who gets into it with wide receivers coach Joe Daly. Wilks tells him, just get lost, dude. Like, go take a breather. Robbie, helmet off to the locker room. No good. Things are unraveling in Carolina. And for the Rams, things are getting to this point. A great play, but Ben Skoralnik on a 24-yard jet sweep. That's where the Rams offense is at right now. And you know what? They won by 14 points. They're 3-3. They go to the bye. And the NFC West is wide open. Don't bury the Rams just yet. The Panthers, though, 1-5. And there could be some moves up ahead.
A couple times today we said, well, that team's 3-3. Just feels like that's the optimistic way to spin a couple of these seasons for these guys. Let's get to the latest from around the league with our own NFL Network insider, Ian Rappaport now. Ian, there's a lot to unpack in that Panthers-Rams game. And let's start with Robbie Anderson and the behavior that we saw on the sideline.
Yeah, and really nothing good there. Robbie Anderson has been the subject of trade rumors with good reason. The Carolina Panthers have been shopping him, I would say, for a couple weeks now, and it sounds like something that Robbie Anderson would welcome. I think both sides are on the same page here as far as him probably not being a member of the Panthers for very much longer, and we'll see if they come to some sort of decision today, either to trade him or to just simply move on. Not a great scene there. It seemed like the wide receivers coach said something to him that he did not appreciate. He went back at it, ended up being bounced right to the locker room to meet with the team brass. Nothing good here. I would not be surprised with a resolution somewhat soon. Might take a little longer for Christian McCaffrey to have his resolution. My understanding is he, among all the other Carolina Panthers, is drawing the most trade interest, the most phone calls from teams trying to look at the Carolina Panthers roster and figure out who they may want to trade for. He's the face of their franchise. If the Panthers are going to do a deal, which it seems like they're open to but don't really want to do, it's going to have to be for a lot. How much would someone give for a running back? How much would someone give for a running back who's due about $12 million next year? We will see. I know there's some interest. Time will tell if a deal gets done. And then there's the situation surrounding Cam Akers, the starting running back for the Los Angeles Rams. Did not play yesterday due to what was described as personal reasons. My understanding, it's more of a football philosophical conflict with Coach Sean McVay about his role, his usage, and the plans for him moving forward. I know the team has received trade calls on him. I would not be surprised if he has played his last down with the Rams.
All right, feels like a turning point for a couple of those guys this season. Ian Rappaport, thank you. Check in with you in a little bit. Kyle, what do you got from Ravens-Giants? Let's spice it up a little bit.
I have the Ravens-Giants
Give me a
template.
feel good.
All right, there's Wink. He used to work with Harbaugh. He was fired. Unceremoniously terminated.
The sad music during Ian's trade rumors. Like,
Yeah, the philosophical differences. It's Cam Akers. We have I will remember. No, we don't. Lamar, though, I remember when the Ravens were winning. They're not doing it right now on the force of a strip sack by Kayvon Thibodeau, a rookie who makes a huge play and then cried tears of joy after the game. The Giants are 5-1. Lamar and the Ravens spinning their tires a little bit. Big day for Wink.
All right, Vikings, Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa still sidelined. Skylar Thompson, the rookie, starting. He would leave the game with a thumb injury, though. Teddy Bridgewater would come in, connect with Jalen Waddle, who coughs up a ball in the middle of the field. That ball would be recovered by Cameron Bynum, who runs it back to the Vikings 41. That is Waddle's second career lost ball. Oh my God, that is anger. And then that is elation. Dalvin Cook on the ensuing drive cuts one through the middle, loses a couple guys, takes it all the way in. That's a 53-yard touchdown, a foot race. He beats 3 guys. No one even dives for his feet at the end. See ya later. That's a beautiful thing right there. Vikings 24-16, your final in Miami. Time to grab your remotes. And let's play a little game we like to call Rewind That. We'll show you plays that deserve a second, a third, a fourth time to look at it. What made you say, no, run that back, run that back? Chase, what'd you say?
I'm heading down to South Florida. Harrison Smith, earlier in the preseason, I asked him about being the oldest safety in the NFL. He was like, oh. That old guy, McCourty, down in New England is still playing. Harrison Smith had one heck of an interception in this game. A little bit of what Nelly called a tip drill. Yes, Jalen Waddle has the ball go through his hands, bounces up, Harrison Smith has it. No, he doesn't have it. Somebody else is going for it. Two guys touch the ball. Does he come up with it? Kendricks has it. No. Bounces. Harrison Smith catches it. The ref comes in, slaps the ground. No, the ball hit the ground. Then they make the announcement. No, he intercepted. They reviewed it. Harrison Smith. This one I definitely had to hit the rewind button because I had no idea if he actually called the ball. But Harrison Smith with a big-time interception in that Dolphin game.
I love it. And the Vikings are on fire and they can't lose. You know how, like, if Drew Brees breaks the passing record, someone with white gloves will come and take the ball and, like, bring it to the Hall of Fame? That's what's going to happen to the film of the Bills-Chiefs game, specifically when Josh Allen does the jump. It'll be taken directly to the special NFL Films vault, to the Hall of Fame. At the end of the season, Collinsworth was saying this, that play's going to be shown. No matter what happens with the Bills, this is one of the plays. If you do a 60-second montage the whole NFL season, this will be in it. If Josh Allen's career continues like it is and he goes to the Hall of Fame, this play will be showed at his induction. This is one of the all-times. It's the one you actually jumped off the couch and screamed. Nance and Romo were out of their minds when it happened. It was an incredible thing, an incredible moment. And you're like, I think the Bills got this one. It's not the first person he's hurdled either. Incredible play. That was the one.
I was speaking to my son about it, who's 5.5 years old and loves football, and I said, no, quarterbacks don't do that. That's why that's a special play. Quarterbacks don't do that. Receivers might. Quarterbacks don't. How about the love between Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase? Joe Burrow comes into the stadium at the Superdome wearing a Jamar Chase authentic LSU jersey that he wore in the national title game. That's Jamar. That's his teammates. Jamar Chase grew up 15 minutes away. His father, Jimmy, and Talia in the building, as well as 48 other friends and family. And when it mattered most, Joe Burrow finds Jamar Chase, who puts a move on one defender and then burns another and puts the game away. The only time the Bengals led in this game was on this touchdown, the last play of the game. Jamar, back in his hometown, in front of all of his family, makes the biggest play of arguably the Bengals season. Remember, the Sharks are in the water for this team. They could have been 2-4 if they had lost in New Orleans. They win. Shout out to Jamar. Shout out to Jimmy. Shout out to Talia. And shout out to the entire Chase gang. That's a victory for Jamar Chase.
You know, shout out to the New England Patriots defense, too, because they had a spectacular game on the road in Cleveland. They win 38-15. They shut the Browns down 4 for 15 on third down conversions. They picked the ball off 4 times, 4 turnovers. They look great. They were so happy after that win. I just want to run it back on what it looked like on the sideline. I mean, look at Devin McCourty, like, Coach, what's up? What's up? You know what else I wanted to review? What it felt like for the Patriots to be in that locker room in Cleveland winning a game. Jason, you had a first-hand look at it? What was this tweet that you put up after the game?
Yeah, so I always talk to my brother after the game. We never FaceTime after the game, but he FaceTimes me. I'm sitting with my son. He's still fully uniformed, shoulder pads, jerseys on. I'm like, what do you want?
Are you hurt? What's the matter?
Good. He goes, I just wanted to FaceTime you and show you what a locker room looks like in Cleveland after a victory. I know you had a long one here. And
you were 0-17 in Cleveland.
You're on the winless Browns team.
16, yes. With the,
never won a game in Cleveland.
Nope, never won. But I had to remind him that we had 2 home preseason games. And we were victorious in the locker room. Yes, we celebrated.
Well, he was doing
Super Bowl
parades. You had those preseason
games. Preseason games. We were 2-0 at home at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. So I knew what it was like to win that game. I didn't need that FaceTime.
I just had to rewind that on just like the life experience you had yesterday because
he
shout out Patriots defense.
Brother had a weekend, huh?
You had a weekend. Yeah, well, I'm gonna get into it. I didn't get invited to class, but I don't know how I feel about the Patriots right now.
Here we go.
Yeah. Dev sends me that tweet. Crab doesn't invite me to the wedding. I thought we were boys. Like Thundercat, RKK, you were my guy. What happened? We'll get
Thundercat, RKK, that's a whole other. Ooh, all right, good to know. Coming up, Matt Ryan had a historical performance in Week 6. Are the Colts back on track? We're gonna have those highlights and more next.